Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully our technical difficulties are resolved to some extent. We are joining the action here as Stilwell does have a possession, but they will be facing a fourth down after the run play there to Richards. This game was started with a surprise onside kick by Stilwell.
And Stilwell made progress initially, and now they have been backed up all the way to the Madill 40-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and 20.
Stilwell has a chance to pin them deep into their own territory right here, though. Mink will be back to punt. He's going to throw it. Oh, Christie never saw the ball.
No, and he was wide open as well. So turnover on downs for Stilwell. Madill will get possession on their own 40-yard line.
I like the aggressiveness so far by Coach Collins, Brad. And, you open the game with that onside kick that Stilwell was able to recover. A fourth and a country mile, and you call a fake punt where it did have a chance. I mean, the throw was there.
Yeah. Christie had a hard time locating that ball. I believe he thought it was going to come over his inside shoulder, and Mink threw it to the outside shoulder.
All right, so now Madill takes the field with their offense. This is an offense that likes to put it in the air. That'll be a handoff up the middle. About a gain of 8 or 9 on their opening play. This offense is led by QB Ty Rushing and wide receiver Steven Cisco as they open with a run, but expect a heavy dose of number 2 in the air right here.
Yeah, and that was a run by Ray Gomez.
Snap back to Rushing. Rushing going to hand off up the middle. Be a first down for the Wildcats.
That was a carry there by Holden McGahee. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Madill. Ball on Stilwell's 49-yard line.
Rushing in the backfield, ready to take the snap once again. Got a receiver in motion. He'll drop back to pass. Going deep. Good. Oh, catches it off the deflection. Great job by Stilwell to try to break up the pass, but.
And that was the guy that you and I talked about, Steven Cisco, with the catch.
So deep down in the middle of the field, Stilwell safeties did a good job, but just could not finish the play completely. Rushing in the gun, running back to his right. There's going to be a handoff up the middle. There's going to be I think that play was dead before it started. False start. So Madill is deep into Indian territory right now, looking to get some points on the board. This is their first offensive possession of the game. This is where Stilwell's got to tighten it up. Don't have any breakdowns right here.
Holding Madill to a field goal here, Tyler, would be huge.
There's the snap, low snap. He's going to fire it on the slant. Tip ball. Oh, falls to the ground. Great job by the Indian defense, especially up front right there, Brad.
Yeah, and that was Trey Chukalate that almost came up with the ball on the deflection. So it'll be 2nd and 12 now for Madill.
Couple of big plays right here. If Stilwell, as you say, can hold them to a field goal attempt, that'd be a pretty monumental victory after Madill got a little bit lucky on the reception off the deflection. Snap back to the quarterback, kind of to the right. He's going to be running to the left. Good job by the Indian defense to shut it down for a minimal gain. It'll be 3rd and goal, I believe, or
yeah, 3rd and goal.
Goal from the 10, right?
Yeah, from the 10.
Just inside the 10.
Great job here by Stilwell holding on the first 2 downs. Tyler, I will tell you, I got to watch the Madill kicker in warm-ups, and he was nailing from 40.
Stilwell, you can expect them to put it in the air right here, as Madill has some great size with their receivers. Sends one in motion. He's going to drop back to pass, looking for the man on the fade. A little out route right there. Going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats. Good job by the quarterback to come off his initial read. He was wanting to throw that fade route to the receiver. Stilwell did a good job of covering that option up, and then he was able to hit the out route there to the second read to get the 6. So looks like they'll be going for 2. Now they motion back, and it will be a traditional extra point attempt. Here's the extra point attempt. It is up and good. So Wildcats take a 7-0 lead here with 5:15 remaining in the first quarter. Brad, we saw some good things from the Indians on defense right there. It was mainly 2 positive plays from Madill that was the difference in that drive.
Yeah, and I felt like on that touchdown pass, Rushing had a little more time than you'd like him to have. He's already a great quarterback. He doesn't need to be able to stand back there and pick and choose who he wants to throw it to. But hats off to the Madill offensive line for holding up, giving him that time to complete that pass to what was probably his second or third option.
Okay, as the Indians are set to receive the kickoff right here, what are you wanting to see on offense this time that maybe you didn't see in the first drive?
Really, I thought everything that we saw from the Indians offense in the first drive was really good, with the exception of the penalties. The penalties and the fumble by Kane and Mink is really what set this team back. They were making good progress after getting the onside kick. So really we just need to minimize those penalties, take care of the ball, continue doing what you were doing because it was working.
Okay, Madill is set to kick off, and I expect them to kick it deep. There will be Richards deep for the Indians to receive. Let's see. We haven't got to see him have a chance to receive very often. And it is going to be deep into the end zone and a touchback, and the Indians will be starting from the 30. Is that correct?
Looks like they'll be starting from
the 20-yard
line.
That's strange that they start further back than college.
Yeah.
All right, so Kanan Mink in the gun for the Indians. He'll have Philpott to his right. He has Trips to his left on the near side on your screen. He'll take the snap. It'll be a rollout for Mink. He looks to fire it to Christie, just a little short. Christie did beat his man right there on the comeback route.
Yeah. I felt like Kane and Mink had enough time there to stop, set his feet, and deliver an accurate pass there.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Indians as they look to get some positive momentum going after the Wildcats scored 7 on their opening drive. This is Stilwell's second possession after the surprise onside kick to begin the game. Mink in the gun. He has Richards to his left. Philpott in motion. Richards moves to the right now. Shelley also in motion. There's going to be a delay of game. Nope, timeout Stilwell before the clock expired.
You know, Tyler, this is a really important possession for Stilwell. I know we're still in the first quarter with only 7 minutes gone off the clock, but it just feels like this is one of those teams in Madill that they can score at any moment quickly. When we saw the deep ball that was thrown there by Rushing. So this is important for Stilwell to at least, if not score, flip, the field on Madill. Don't let them have an opportunity to work with a short field and get you down 14-0.
Brad, I'd like to see something over the middle. It looked like that was
So fumble there by Kane and Mink leads to Another Madill touchdown.
Yeah, that was a high snap. He was able to corral it initially, and then whenever the Madill player got there, he was able to knock it out of Mink's hands, and then it was just a scoop and score for the Wildcats. So Madill with a chance to go up by 2 scores right here. Running a man on late. Everybody moving. Getting set for this extra point. Snap is good. Hold's good. Kick is good. So it'll be 14-0. Won't be batting an eye about it. So set for the kickoff here from the Madill Wildcats. Kick is away. It is going to be fielded by the Indians about the 15-yard line, returned up the middle. He has a lane. He breaks in one tackle, unable to break the next one. There is a flag there way behind the play. Let's see what that call is. Personal foul against Stilwell. So what was a good return will be coming back. I believe that was called on number 20.
Yeah, that was number 20, Blaine Holloway.
Just a tussle there with one of the Madill Wildcats on the kickoff team, and it's usually the second man that gets the penalty, Brad.
I was going to say, I think the Madill player instigated it, initiated the contact to pull Holloway down, and by the time the referee turned around, all he saw was Holloway's actions. So Indians will be pinned deep back at their own 11-yard line after that penalty, with just under 5 minutes left to play here in the first quarter.
Mink in the gun. He has Philpott to his right. 2 receivers. Now, Chick-late motion. It'll be a throw on the slant to
Dalton Christie with a great catch, but he's slow to get up.
Not good sign there, as he immediately went to holding his knee, I believe.
So we're going to have timeout on the field for an injury here from Christie.
He's up, but he will need assistance getting off the field, coming off gingerly. Not really putting much weight on that one leg, Brad. That's an unfortunate sign. Hopefully it's nothing major and he'll be right back, but you never want to see that, especially from one of your key offensive players.
And this is a kid, Tyler, that's a very good two-sport athlete. He's a tremendous football player, but also an amazing baseball player as well. Cole Grimmett has checked into the game for Dalton Christie. The injury did occur on a completed pass, which brings the Indians to a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So Mink set to take the snap. He'll hand it off to Richards, I believe, up the middle.
Great run there by Richards. Going to get a gain of about 5.
So putting Stilwell ahead of the chains on their first down play right there. Stilwell really needs to get some points on this drive if they don't want to keep this game in touch, within distance right here. You can't afford to give it back to Madill and let them go score again. Mink in the gun. He has Philpott to his left. 2 receivers up top, 2 receivers on the near side right here. Now a little motion. Richards going into the backfield. He'll hand it off to Richards. Richards running up the middle. Not much there. Big-time penetration by the Wildcat defense on that play.
Yeah, that was a great pursuit there by Madill from the weak side. That end was already in the backfield, Tyler, by the time the handoff was given over to Richards. So be 3rd and 5, ball on the Stilwell's own 30-yard line.
I mean, credit Richards for just getting it back to the line of scrimmage. Like you said, Madill was waiting for him before he even had the ball. So trips to the right. Mink takes the snap. He's going to pitch it out to Richards. Richards going to not find much there.
Look like a face mask.
Is there a flag on the field?
Yeah, there's a flag on the field, but Richards needs to go back to the huddle.
Yeah, it will be against Madill, I believe. Face mask against Madill will be 15-yard penalty.
So this will be an automatic first down. Ball should be placed at the Stilwell Indians 45-yard line.
No, 5-yard variety, Brad. Third down.
Will we stand corrected? 3rd and 1. Ball on the 34-yard line.
We will need to refresh on high school rules before next season.
I would agree. We watch too much college and pro.
So here we go. Mink in the backfield. Richards to his right. He'll take the snap. It'll be a handoff. Nope. QB keeper, but he will be tackled in the backfield, forcing the 4th down. I mean, Brad, you're not going to be able to run these slower developing plays. With the penetration Madill's getting right now, you're going to have to do something a little bit quicker. The successful plays that we've seen from Stilwell so far have been the quick hitters on the slants and over the middle, and then even the toss plays, allowing their athletes to get on the edge and try to make something happen with a couple of cuts. Dowdy coming on for the punting for Stilwell right here, as it is a 4th and 4.
And play clock is winding down.
High snap will be blown dead, though, with a false start. Little discombobulation there from the Indian special team unit.
So that'll back them up 5 more.
Probably not a bad thing, as that wasn't the best of snaps for Dowdy. Let's see if it can get a little cleaner. He's sending Richards to the sideline. And I don't know, refs are sending people. I don't understand what's going on.
So now we have Noisewater coming back across the field.
All right, so
Callan Hawk Holmes.
There's the whistle for play. Snap back was better on that one. Dowdy with a punt. Decent distance. Oh, he hit a player! Still able to get on it.
Wow. Fortunate bounce there for the Stilwell Indians. That ball ricocheted off of a Madill player who could not locate the punt, and Stilwell was able to hop on the loose ball.
Big time break there for the Indians as they're able to get the ball in Madill territory. Let's see if their offense can take advantage of it now. That was a good-looking punt, too, from Case and Dowdy, Brad.
Yeah, it was.
So the offense gets up on the line right here. Kanan will have Philpott to his right. He has trips here on the near side. He'll take the snap back, drops back to pass. He'll look to run. Not much there.
He fumbled the ball as well. Ball's
on the ground. He's saying that he was down. He was not down, Brad.
No, he was not down.
That was a bad call from the ref, but fortuitous call for the Indians.
So it'll be a loss of 4 on the play.
Brad and I had a clear look down this line right here, and it did get knocked out of Kanan's hands, but the ref that was blowing it dead was behind the play and could not see that. So back-to-back breaks for the Indians. Mink alone in the backfield. He's going to take the snap. It will be a QB run to the right side. Nothing there. It will be about a gain of 1. There's a late flag from the secondary.
That's way deep away from the action. It'll be interesting to see what this call will be.
He's pointing towards Stilwell. It will be a block in the back against the Indians.
Be a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, let's try that again. I lost count. Penalties declined.
So it'll be 3rd and 14 now.
So here we go.
That surprises me. I think I would rather take the 2nd and 29, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I guess he's banking on them getting a stop right here, but Stilwell. Oh, false start. So that'll be backing them up 5 more. So it'll be 3rd and 19. So after getting the break on the punt and then the break on the missed fumble call, Stilwell is in reverse right now on offense.
We have 35 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Another false start, Brad. Madill's kind of doing a little bit of jumping action there at the line, and it's throwing the offense off on the offensive side of the line. So back them up 5 more, and that will make it 3rd and 24. Brad, do you just run a play and throw it up for grabs? I mean, an interception 30 yards downfield is just as good as a punt right now.
If it was 4th down, I would agree with you.
Drops back to pass. He rolls out to his right. He's going to throw it deep. Nothing there. And that'll be incomplete, forcing a 4th and a country mile.
There were some miscommunications there between Mink and Richards, who was a receiver on the route. Richards pulled up on the route right at about the line to gain, and Mink went ahead and threw it deep. So it'll be Case and Dowdy on to punt for the Indians. Ball on their own 46-yard line.
Cason with a nice punt on his first attempt tonight. Let's see if he's able to replicate it. Oh, little hit there. That's going to be a first down, roughing the punter, Brad.
So ball stops rolling at the 19-yard line, but are we going to get a roughing or running?
Personal foul. That's a free first down. Stilwell gets another lucky break. And Brad, another piece of good news. It does look like Christie's got some movement on his feet down there. So that is some good news after that nasty, what looked like it could have been a nasty injury on the reception a couple of drives ago. He's looking like he may be okay. So Stilwell offense returns to the field after a roughing the punter penalty. Stilwell at the 39-yard line of Madill. 3 seconds remain in the first quarter. Mink in the backfield is going to take the snap. He'll hand it off. Nope, pulls it out. Pass way over the middle. He takes a nice hit.
Yeah. So that will end the first quarter with that play. The Madill Wildcats 14, the Stilwell Indians 0.
I mean, Brad, what's the story for you so far?
Penalties, Tyler.
Yeah.
I mean, penalties really have set this team back. I know we haven't had much success offensively as of late. But, man, the penalties, when you're going in 3rd and 14, 3rd and 19, you know, you can't make headway.
That and the lack of taking advantage of some opportunities, Brad. I mean, Stilwell controlled the clock in that first quarter. Madill literally had it for one possession. They Stilwell had the surprise onside kick to start the game, and then Madill got it and took it downfield and scored off a deep pass that was deflected that they got a lucky break on there. Stilwell had the fumble, the scoop and score that Madill had there that gave them the 14-0 lead, and then Stilwell's had some lucky breaks. And they've kept the possession most of that first quarter. And if you're going to stay in this game, if you want to have a chance at the end of this game, you're going to have to take advantage of these lucky breaks.
I agree, Tyler. I believe if you want to have a chance in this game, you've got to be within 10 going into the fourth quarter. Just because of how explosive that Madill offense is.
And it's an offense we haven't really seen. I mean, like I said, one true offensive possession for this team so far. So 2nd and 10 for the Indians from the Madill 39. They're going to be another flag, Brad. It'll be a delay of game. A delay of game coming out of the quarter break.
All right, so it'll be
Dalton Christie back on the field, Brad.
That's great news, Tyler. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Indians. Ball on Madill's 44-yard line.
Mink takes the snap. He's on drop back to pass. Pump fakes. Fires it out to Christie, who catches it. Unable to break the first tackle. We'll get about a gain of 5, though. We'll make it 3rd and 10. But, man, is that a welcome sign after how he exited the field on that injury to see him back out there and making a catch.
Yeah, you can tell by the way he's running. He's not 100% sure on it yet,
But the senior's not going to leave that field unless he is forced to. Kanan Meek in the gun. As Richard says left, he'll take the snap, be a fake handoff. Looking deep. He has a man.
Wide open.
It is caught. Down inside the 5. What a catch by Dalton Christie.
That is the play that you needed right there, Tyler, to get you back into this ball game, get your fans back into this ball game, and get your sideline back into this ball game. Tremendous catch there by Dalton Christie, an amazing throw by Kanan Meek, right on the money. He's going to put the ball at the Stilwell Indians' 2-yard line with 1st and goal to go.
Stilwell making some substitutions. Play clock down to 10 seconds. Still a little confusion. They're going to have to call a timeout. Oh. Official reset the play clock to 25. So penalty, false start on the Indian. That was a lot of confusion right there, Brad. So you have this big momentum swinging play, and then you get a false start off of a lot of confusion. Let's hope Stilwell can hold this momentum and punch one in right here.
I didn't see a false start symbol. I saw delay a game.
Oh.
And that was after he had already called for a reset of the clock. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
How you can call delay a game when you've called for a reset, but it'll be 1st and 7. 1st and goal from the 7, excuse me.
There's the snap, be a fake handoff, slant pass over the middle, caught, touchdown!
Wow, what a throw and catch by Kanan Meek and Dalton Christie.
Dalton Christie has showed up to play tonight. Cuts the Madill lead to 8 with the extra point attempt pending. Stillwell typically goes for 2 right here. Let's see if, Richards will be taking the direct snap. That is their MO when it comes to this play. High snap over his head. He picks it up. It will be a failed attempt on the 2-point conversion. Stillwell will cut the lead to 8, though, as it is 14 Madill, Stillwell 6. Brad, they were able to take advantage of some of the lucky break that we mentioned right there. Dalton Christie with a couple of huge plays on that drive.
Yeah, some great throws and catch by Kanan Meek and Dalton Christie, which is, as we're talking about MO on the 2-point conversion, that's not Stillwell's MO on offense, the throw and catch. Typically, it's a run up the middle with Ethan Richards.
Yeah.
Get the defense sucked in and then come over the top of play action. But, hey, whenever you're facing an opponent of this caliber and you know that points are so important here, you got to change it up.
So Stillwell will be kicking off. Kinley Catron will be kicking off for the Indians.
And we'll remind you, for those of you that didn't catch the very first part of the first quarter, Stilwell deferred to the second half, so they kicked off, and actually Kinley kicked a onside kick, which was recovered by Stilwell after being deflected by Madill.
So Madill's on high alert right now.
I'm going to look for a pooch kick from Kinley right behind that first line.
You would be correct, sir. And that is it gets by him. He touched it though. He's retreating. Oh, the ground!
I think he got back on it, Tyler, but man, what a great turn of events for Stilwell. That ball should have been fielded cleanly at the 30. Instead, it's backed up all the way to the Madill 15-yard line.
Yeah. Got a little excited there, Brad. Man, what an opportunity that would have been, though, if they were able to get on that ball.
And I want to tell you fans at home, give Tyler and I grace. We are fans first by nature.
Definitely.
Announcers second, so sometimes our emotions, our responses get the best of us. So
Madill, starting with definitely their worst field position of the night, as this is only their second true offensive possession. And they about gave this one away.
So ball's going to be actually on the 5-yard line, so there must have been a penalty on Madill.
So here we go. Rushing in the back. He's got a receiver in motion. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Stilwell does a good job of doing some. Well, he's still on the running. My goodness, what a run by the running back from Madill.
And we've got a flag thrown here by the referee.
Oh, we got a couple Indians that are shaking up too.
That is number 25, Malachi McNack, that is struggling to get off the field.
And big guy also coming off the field after an injury. Penalty was against Madill.
That is number 79, Zyler Gonzalez.
So Madill gets backed up a little after the penalty. First and, they just returned them back to the line of scrimmage. So 1st and 10, replay the down basically. It'll be a handoff up the middle. Stilwell does a great job of defending it that time.
Yeah, that's Blaine Holloway with the tackle. Looks like
he was lucky to get out of the end zone, Brad.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be for a loss of 4. So great job by Holloway.
Inside 10 minutes in this first half. Stilwell has them backed up down to the 2-yard line, I believe. Maybe the 1.
Anytime I see a team down in this
bring
area,
the pressure, Brad.
I think of Roy Williams against Texas.
Yeah, I would bring the pressure right here. If you get beat, you get beat. But, man, go after them. There's the snap. Hand off to the right side. He has some room. Good job by Stilwell. Getting him down on the ground. It'll be about a gain of 14. Or 8, I'm sorry.
Tackle there by Cash Crowley for Stilwell. Bring up third and 6.
Yeah, 3rd and 6. So Stilwell with a chance to get their offense back on the field right here and really change the tune of this game. Takes the snap. He's going to drop back to pass. He's got pressure. They're going to get him.
He threw the ball up in the air.
They will be tackled.
Great tackle there by Blaine Holloway. That'll be for a loss.
So that'll force the 4th down and will force the punt.
So close to getting rushing down in the end zone for a safety.
Not only that, but he just throws it up for grabs. And, that's a 50-50 ball that could have went either way. But great job by Stilwell to stay disciplined, not only on their pressure on the QB, but also in the pass defense there and able to hit the guy as soon as he catches it. So the punter will be back in his own end zone, taking the snap. The snaps haven't been the greatest tonight, so let's see if Stilwell can get a lucky break right here on a bad snap. Snap's good. Punt is away. Nice looking punt. Fair catch called.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty on Stilwell, though. They pushed the punter down in the end zone.
Will it be roughing or the 5-yard variety?
I think it's going to be
running into the kicker, 5-yard penalty. It will be. Will it be a re-kick?
Looks like it'll be a re-kick here from Madill. So it'll be 4th and 5 now.
So, yep, a re-kick from Madill. Stilwell needs to stay on alert right here. You don't want to give up a fake or anything like that. So he'll be able to, I think he's just inside the end zone on this one, maybe right on the goal line now. Here comes this punt attempt. See if he gets a better boot on this one. Snap is good. Punt is away. Man, that is a nice boot right there. It goes end over end, bouncing into Stilwell territory. Good bounce for the Madill Wildcats as it gets down to the 30-yard line. Brad, that's about a 55-yard punt?
I was going to say it's close to a 60-yard punt.
Wow. Good boot. I mean, a lot of that was on the rollout, but still, whenever if you're playing golf and it rolls 300 yards.
It was about a 40-yard punt there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty impressive punt.
I'm just saying, if I hit a 300-yard drive and it hits cart path to get to 300, I'm still counting it as a 300-yard drive.
Yeah. So Stilwell will get possession, ball on their own 30-yard line with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go after a great job by the Stilwell defense in holding Madill. They're deep in their own territory.
So still Mink in the backfield. He will have Richards joining him on his right. Two receivers down here on the near side. Fake the handoff, rolls to his left or right. He's still rolling, needs to get rid of it, is pushed out of bounds. And that will be a big loss for the Indian offense. Brad, you got to throw that away.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to bring up second and almost 20.
So instead of 2nd and 10, you're looking at 2nd and
19.
That changes your strategy quite a bit. 6:32 remaining in this first half. Mink in the backfield. He will have Richards again to his left. Fakes the handoff. Looks on the out route. Misses Chick-fil-A on the pass. It will be 3rd and 19.
Christie had his man beat again. If Kanan Mink would have had a little more time to set his feet and throw that ball deep.
Now, I don't think there was a lot of pressure on him. So maybe the first read was Chick-fil-A and he was open and that's what he was going to go with. But, man, with the success Christie has had so far in this game, I would be going back to that well every time. 6:27 remaining. Mink taking the snap. 3rd and forever. Pass off the mark there. 4th down. Stilwell will be punting. So quick 3 and out for the Indian offense.
I know you had great success with the pass the last drive, but your bread and butter all year has been running the ball up the middle with Ethan Richards, and not one run called on that possession. Of course, when you go to 2nd and 19 after your first down, it's kind of hard to call a run there. So
yeah, Case and Dowdy on to punt. Good snap. Punt is a short punt.
Straight up in the air, out of bounds here. It's going to be about at the 43. Whoa.
They're about the 39-yard line in Indian territory. So Madill definitely starting with their best field position of the night so far. Look for rushing to kind of seek out Cisco right here, Brad, because they really haven't had much connection so far in this game.
So officially ball will be placed at the 39-yard line. 6 minutes, 16 seconds left to go here in the second quarter at James Bradley Memorial Stadium. Rushing and shotgun.
All right, he takes the snap. He's going to drop back to pass. He's got pressure in his face, going deep. Off target. They did get him on the ground, so you get a QB knockdown right there for the Indians defense. That would be
Corgan Guthrie, number 51.
Anytime you can get a clean hit on the quarterback, that's good for the defense. Keeps him a little gun shy when he steps into those throws, Brad.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 off the incompletion for the Madill Wildcats. And as we talked about, Tyler, besides that first drive from Madill, it's quiet night from Cisco so far.
Takes the snap, going to hand it off. Nothing there. Great job by Case and Dowdy.
Case and Dowdy.
Big loss on that second down play
Get
from
out
Madill.
of my house. 8-yard loss. Closer to 6.
Call it 6. 3rd and 16 for the Madill offense right here. Stilwell looking to get off the field and get their offense another opportunity. Rushing in the backfield, running back to his left. Takes the snaps on a drop back to pass. He's rolling to his right. Has a guy. Caught.
Wow.
First down.
That was a great catch there. Great throw by rushing on the run.
That's the tight end, I believe. He's the one that caught the deflected pass earlier in the game. Number 88, River Shaw. Rushing, drops back to pass once again. Going deep. He has Cisco on the fade route. It is. Touchdown, Wildcats. What a catch by Cisco.
Yeah, great job there by Talon Hawk Holmes. He was in position, but just a better effort there by Cisco. So that's going to push the Wildcats lead 20-6, pending a PAT.
So had them at third and 16, and a couple of plays later, they're in the end zone. Brad, it'll be key for this Stilwell offense to answer this, especially with them getting the ball at the beginning of the second half. They need to have more points on the board before halftime. Extra points good. 21-6 in favor of the Wildcats here at James Bradley Memorial Stadium.
Stilwell gets the ball.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you can go down and score right here, get the ball back, you have a chance to possibly tie it up after your first possession in the second half. All right, as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the first half, it's trivia time for my counterpart. All right, Brad, tonight's trivia question brought to you by me with help from others. I actually did the research on my own on this one. But what 6A1 powerhouse does Stilwell have an undefeated record against in head-to-head all-time series? Give you some time. Not a lot of 6A1 powerhouses out there. There are a few. Most of them are on this side of the state. Madill gets set to kick it away here to the Stilwell Indians.
Tyler, I believe that would be the Union Redskins.
The ball is away. It is fielded by Ethan Richards, taking it up the far side, cuts it back. He has some room. Oh, my goodness. He's got the corner, trying to get to the corner. He will be tackled here about the 46-yard line. Big-time return. No laundry on the field. There is a penalty on the field, apparently. Personal foul. Stilwell. So that'll negate a big return by Ethan Richards.
So they're standing there like this will be a
So it'll be enforced from the 35. So a 15-yard penalty from the 35 will put it back at the 20. Man, that's a swing of about 26 yards in field position right there, Brad. So you were contemplating your answer right there. And who'd you go with?
I said the Union Redskins. And they're not called the Redskins.
They're not the Redskins anymore.
I know.
Watch your words. But yes, you are correct.
Okay.
Stilwell is 2-0 all time against the Union. I don't know what they're called now.
Great run there by Ethan Richards.
They're Red something, but Red Hawks maybe? Are they?
Red Storm. I don't know.
So a first down run by Ethan Richards gets it to 2nd and 3. 2nd and 2. Snap, handoff again to Richards. He's coming up, going to be just short of a first down. Be 3rd and inches. They beat Union on back-to-back seasons. I believe it was 72 and 73, Brad. One of those was a playoff game.
So Richards got a first down on that carry.
I will say in my research against the other 6A1 powerhouses, Stilwell does not have a win, and that against Jinx or Broken Arrow or any of those guys. There's the pass out to Chick-fil-A. It'll be 2nd and 1 maybe after the 9-yard gain. 3:57 remaining here in the first half. Stilwell looking to cut into this 21-6 lead that Madill has built.
Spotted him a little further back. It's going to be 2nd and 7. I'm sorry, 2nd and 2. A gain of 8. We are
And here we go.
about to be under 3.5 minutes to go here in this first half.
Mink in the gun. Richards says right. He'll take the snap. It'll be a QB run. Looking to get to the corner. Makes one man miss. He does get the corner. Able to get to about the 45-yard line. Will be a first down, Brad.
Great run there by Kane.
Somebody down for the Indians offense, though.
That is Richards.
He pops back up, though. Brad, bonus question for you, though. What Stilwell great was on those teams that beat Union in the early 70s?
Would have been Sam Clapton.
Correct. The only Stilwell Indian to be drafted in the NFL. Snap back to Mink. He hands off to Richards. Richards looking and probing. He's going to be tackled. Horse collar. Give him 15 more on that run. So add 15 on to the end of the run. That puts Stilwell into Madill territory. 3:03 remaining in the first half. Stilwell doing a great job on this drive, Brad, of using that clock, trying to minimize the time that Madill could potentially have after this possession for the Indians ends. Mink in the backfield. He has Martinez, I believe, to his left on this play. It'll be a handoff. Nope. Over the middle, almost intercepted by the Wildcats.
Hit him right in the numbers. Unfortunately, that guy, fortunately for Stilwell, couldn't come down with it.
So Stilwell will send Phil Pott back onto the field with Blaine Holloway coming to the sidelines.
So 2nd and 10 for the Indians, ball on the 39.
Snap back to handoff to Martinez. Martinez running to the right side. Not much there. Will get nothing, maybe even a loss of a little.
Be about a loss of a yard there.
Third and 11, 3rd and 10 and a half, however you want to say it, coming up. Richards back on the field for the Indians. Mink in the gun, going to take the snap, going to hand it up. Richards got some room up the middle. Going to be close to the first down, Brad. Did they give it to him? Yep.
Well, let's say Kanan has.
PA was quick on the first down call. And nope, it is 4th and short.
Stilwell is going for it without any hesitation.
Yeah, you have to in this situation. Clock is at 2:24 right now in the first half.
And play clock is down to 11.
Run up the middle by Mink. He will have enough for the first down. Down to about the 25.
Great carry there by Kanan Mink.
Stilwell still on the move as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Brad, I like this drive so far.
I do too, Tyler. It's the perfect drive Stilwell needed to end as long as they come up with a touchdown or come up with some points, but they burned the remaining clock off, or are going to probably by the time this drive is finished.
Mink in the gun. Richards to his right. He takes snap. Going to be a handoff to Richards up the middle. Richards able to get about 2 on that carry. So it'll be 2nd and 8 with a minute 40 remaining.
And hats off to the Madill defensive line because they're getting pressure on our line. Richards doesn't have the time that he typically does in the backfield to make a decision on which way he's going to go.
Yeah. Mink in the gun. He will have Richards to his left. A couple receivers out to the left.
A minute 15 left to go here in the first half.
Going to be a handoff. Nope, going deep to Christie. That will be incomplete. He was throwing the fade route. Christie was running the post route, it looked like.
So that'll stop the clock at a minute, 6 seconds left to go. 3rd and 6, ball on the Madill 23-yard line.
Brad, what's your call right here?
I would continue to work that middle. I mean, it's been open pretty much all game.
You know you're in 4-down territory. So, Mink in the gun. Takes a snap. It's going to be a double handoff right there.
Wow.
Martinez on the left.
Great
He's going to have a first down, I believe.
Yeah.
It's right at the marker.
They're going to go ahead and give it to him.
So first down Indians. 56 seconds remain.
Great play design there by Coach Collins.
Yeah. Well, you've been making that handoff to Richards this whole time, and that you kind of throw a little wrinkle in there, and I like that. He chose the right time to execute that one. All right, so Mink in the gun, Martinez to his right. He's going to drop back to pass. Nothing there. He's going to roll out. He's got a little time. He's got a man in the corner. Oh, just a little bit of an overthrow right there, Brad. He had a guy. If he could have put it out there a little bit sooner.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Indians. Ball on the 16-yard line of Madill.
37 seconds remain here.
Stilwell has 2 timeouts remaining, Tyler.
Plenty of time, especially with 2 timeouts. Everything's on the table right now. Mink in the gun. Martinez to his left. Takes the snaps, going to drop back to pass. Little screen play to Richards. Richards got some space right here. Going to be a gain of about 4, it looks like, maybe 3. It'll be a timeout by Stilwell. 27 seconds remain. Be 3rd and about 7, I would guess.
We are going to call it 3rd and 7. I like that play call right there by Collins.
Yeah, the middle's been where you've had success, Brad, whether it be on the draws or the quick hits over the middle. That kind of screen, it tries to exploit the middle, the over pursuit of something. So, yeah, I agree. It was a good play call. What are you thinking on this big 3rd down play right here as we sit at the 27-second mark in the 2nd quarter?
I mean, if you can get Christie in a one-on-one matchup outside, he's been beating his guy about every time. Of course, we've seen this last drive ball placement be an issue for Mink, but
yeah, I agree. I think maybe if you could run a double move, like fake the out, like Christie fake the out, and then try to push it upfield real quick, I think you could do that. Brad, I also like the putting Orange Shelley or Philpott or somebody like that kind of right there off tackle and trying to hit a seam route up the middle too. Now I know that you run the risk of the ball hawk back there at free safety, Robles, but they've had success in the air. More success than I anticipated this game. I thought they'd be more ground attack, and a lot of Stilwell's big plays have been through the air. Snap back. It'll be a handoff to Richards off to the right side. He will be tackled about the 19-yard line. Timeout Stilwell. Do you kick it? Do you try to get the 3?
no, I think you go for it.
Man, that's a long 4th down to go for, and
It's also a long field goal.
Yeah, Dowdy would be the guy I would think at this distance. So maybe you're right. Maybe you have to go for it.
My only concern at this distance is how low that ball will come out initially.
Yeah.
To have to carry that far. I'm a little perplexed by the play call. Maybe you're attempting to catch them off guard by that run outside, but all night long, Madill's had the speed to stop an outside run.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to throw it, I think Christie's got to be the target of whatever you do. Maybe the flag route, trying to get them to the back corner of the end zone. Maybe you do attack the middle of the field, run the post route. I don't know. But whatever you do, it's going to have to be – you're going to have to get at least 13 yards. So 4th and 13 right here. You got Christie on the near side along with Chukalek. Richards in the backfield with Mink. Martinez also on the field. There's the snap. Drops back to pass. Going deep to Christie. That's going to be pass interference in the end zone, Brad.
Yeah.
A little early on the contact was the Madill defensive back.
Waiting on the official call. I think we had some extracurriculars going on over there in the corner of the end zone. Pass interference is the call on defense.
15 seconds remain here in the second quarter. Stilwell gets the free 15. That'll give them the first down. Put them inside the 5-yard line. And you have to come away with points now, Brad. No, inside the 10. Sorry. So Mink will have Richards to his left.
So it's still a 4th down.
He drops back.
He has Shelley wide open in the end zone.
Lane up the middle. He does have the first down, but now you got to get up and kill the ball. 7 seconds remain. Clock stops on the first down. Stilwell out of timeouts. You got to kill it. You got to have some urgency right here.
They're calling a fumble that was recovered by Madill.
Fumble is the...
Yeah, that's the call.
Okay, I didn't see the fumble on the play.
I didn't either, but I assumed he was down.
Ball will stay with Stilwell right here. You got to get ready. You got to be ready to... Brad, I would kill it. I would spike the ball right here. I don't know why you want to rush a play.
I don't either. But you've got to be ready. Now we're calling an official timeout.
No, timeout Madill.
Oh, timeout Madill. Okay.
I also don't understand that call. Why would you call a timeout? So timeout call with 7 seconds left. Stilwell has the ball inside the 5.
That logic makes sense in college when you have time to give the replay booth a chance to look at the fumble to see if it did occur.
Brad, that ball is right at the goal line. I mean, that...
Do you take chances in the air? Because if you run, you get one shot at it.
But the QB draws worked on the last couple plays. But the bad thing right here is I have not seen Stilwell go under center any game that we've called.
No.
This is where you would want them under center, like just to try to get the push.
Well, I think Mink's strong enough to be able to get that quarterback sneak into the end zone. But like you said, having
if you're not used to being under center, though, it's a completely different thing.
You're not used to being under center, too. Madill's watched tape on you. They haven't seen you under center all year long.
Yeah.
So they're going to know what's coming.
Man.
Crucial point in the game, and I know this is still the first half, but as we talked about, as great as Madill is on offense, you've got to get a touchdown here.
Got to have points. Got to have points right here. They will be in the gun, Brad. Mink in the backfield. Richards will be to his left. Another timeout by Madill. You think Madill was maybe anticipating a field goal?
I think they wanted to see what formation Coach Collins came out in.
Same one they've been running all night. 7 seconds remain here. Stilwell down at I would call it the 1-inch line. I mean, they are literally just inches away from the goal line. It's one of those instances where I wish we had replay. I'd like to see what happened down there at the goal line, that the refs had the confusion on whether it was a fumble or not a fumble or whatever. But
well, I saw the ball as Mink extended be exposed, and I thought it came loose, but it looked like Richards grabbed it and pushed it back down into Mink. So I don't know who
it's
ended
also
up
one of
with
those
the ball.
cases. Like, is there a chance he broke the plane? I mean, we don't have an angle up here to know that. Stilwell offense does come back onto the field right here for a 1st and goal from half-yard line, I'd say. Mink in the gun, Richards to his right. Receivers both down to his right. Little motion, there will be another timeout by Madill, so you can't take them with you. So they use their final timeout. So
while we're waiting on play to resume here at James Bradley Memorial Stadium, quick update on Class 4A4 scores. Broken Bow is visiting Hilldale tonight, and the Hornets lead that game 14-6 in the second quarter. Salisaw is visiting Poto, and the Pirates currently hold a big advantage over the Black Diamonds, 38-0 in the second quarter. And the other game,
8-1
last night against Fort Gibson, 47-7.
So Ada looking to maintain at least their second place position in the standings. If Broken Bow goes down, Ada would jump up to number 1 in the district. Broken Bow will be here in town next Friday, as the Stilwell is set to host the Broken Bow Savages on senior night. All right, so we will come out with trips to the right. Nope, now Christie and Chukalate move to the left. You'll have Richards and Shelley to the right. Philpott to the right of the QB.
There's some confusion here from Madill.
There's a flag. He got in the end zone with the flag.
Delay
a game, Brad. Out of a timeout, Brad. You're on the half-yard line.
It's inexcusable.
My goodness.
So now you don't have a choice. You have to pass the ball.
Has to be in the air now. I'd even consider the field goal at this point. You got to have points. I mean, if you get this far down and you in this possession without points, it's not good. Drops back to pass, little pass over the middle, not caught.
He got there early.
No flag.
Apparently he did
4 seconds off the clock, so we have 3 seconds remaining in the half. Will the offense stay on the field? Looks like it. Brad, that was a touchdown if they don't get the delay of game. Six-yard line, probably more like 5.5. Mink in the gun, Richards to his left. Everything's on the table now, as whatever it does will take full. He will get there and touchdown Indians!
What a run there by Kanan Mink.
Put it on his shoulders. Young man carries some Madill Wildcats into the end zone, giving Stilwell 12 on the night, cutting the lead to 9 at the moment. Stilwell will go for 2, trying to cut it to 7. Here we go.
Typical formation. Richards in the shotgun formation.
There's the snap. Richards going to roll to the right. He has some room there, going to get in.
He got it.
21-14 in favor of the Wildcats, but Stilwell goes on about a 4-minute drive to end the half there. Brad, you couldn't ask for a better ending to that first half.
Now, like I had said at about the 4-minute mark, the ideal drive, Tyler, would be to get all the way down into position to score, go ahead and score and leave Madill no time on the clock, especially considering that you will be getting the ball to start the second half. So we're going to take a quick break here from James Bradley Memorial Stadium. Again, just to give you a recap, the Stilwell Indians currently trail the Madill Wildcats 21-14 with Stilwell set to receive the second half kickoff. We will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to James Bradley Memorial Stadium. We're just 2 minutes away from kickoff here in the third quarter. Recap of our score. Madill is currently on top, 21-14 over the Stilwell Indians. Tyler, kind of give the folks at home a recap of how the scores unfolded for both teams.
So we started off this game, Brad, with a surprise onside kick. Stilwell was kicking away to begin the game. They surprised him with the onside kick. Stilwell was able to recover that onside kick, but then they didn't get much out of it. They had to punt it away. Madill takes it right down the field, scores. Stilwell gets the ball back, fumble, scoop and score for Madill, gets them to 14-0. And then you really start seeing some fight back from the Indians. Start seeing some stabilizing forces. A couple of big, fortuitous bounces on some punts and some penalties for the Indians. Really kept the ball in the Indians' hands for almost the entire first quarter. And the Madill Wildcats, I believe they've only had 3 real possessions on the offense. A couple of big plays down the sideline to Dalton Christie. He was able to get a score on Stilwell's first touchdown. And then Stilwell had about a 4-minute drive to end the first half and capped it off with a touchdown there as time expired in the first half to cut it to a 7-point lead. It's really the quick rundown, the cliff notes, whatever you want to call it for this for the first half right there. But Stilwell showed some resiliency, some fight in them, and showed a lot of improvement. Because Brad, we've seen similar circumstances. Our first broadcast of the season that we brought to our fan base here when the Stigler Panthers visited for the home opening contest in week 3. Some of those penalties, the turnovers, all that started snowballing on Stilwell, and Stigler ended up running away with it. Different response this time from Stilwell.
Absolutely. They come out with some resolve, Tyler. And as you mentioned, attacked this Madill Wildcats team differently than we've seen them do in past games. Typically, it's a heavy dose of Ethan Richards in the run game, Kanan Meek with the quarterback keeper. But Stilwell took them apart on that first drive they scored on in the air. So hats off to Stilwell for adapting. Madill's done a good job of taking away that run game, especially on the outside, which we know Ethan Richards likes to get to that outside edge, turn it up the field. They've taken that away for the most part. So great job by Coach Collins and his staff of making adjustments on the fly tonight and keeping Stilwell really within striking distance of Madill with them set to get the second half kickoff here shortly.
Yeah, so Brad, as you said, Stilwell will receive the opening kick of the second half here. What do you want to see on offense? Is it a lot of the same of what we've seen to close out the first half?
A lot of the same. I thought they did a great job of changing some things up, a lot of variation. They kept Madill on their toes defensively. And also, as we talked about, they have a safety that's quite the ball hawk with 5 interceptions on the season. And they've done a good job of keeping that ball away from him and really getting Dalton Christie some nice looks one-on-one outside. And he's been winning those battles against his defender.
So we are about a minute and 20 away from the start of the second half. Give you a little recap of where we are at after week 7 in the district standings. Broken Bow is 4-0 in district, leading the way. They have a 6-1 record overall. Ada, Hilldale, and Poto are all 3-1, all with a 5-2 record overall. Ada is in the number 2 spot based on the points, though. They have 37. Hilldale in 3rd with 23, and Poto in 4th with 19. Stilwell sitting in 5th on the outside looking in as the top 4 in the district go on to the playoffs. Stilwell sits at 2-2 in district play, 4-3 on the season. They are -5 in points. Madill is 1-3 in district, 3-4 on the season, and -4 in points. And Salisal and Fort Gibson both 0-4 in district play. And outside of one of them beating the other, that's going to be pretty much the standard for those two programs, which is as shocking as I can say because of what those programs were when I was in high school.
Well, and even what those programs were up until the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Even last year for Fort Gibson, this is a huge turnaround for them to not have won any games. So very shocking. Real quick update before we kick off here. Hilldale is up 28-6 on Broken Bow, Tyler.
All right, so kicking away right here. Ball is away. Richard, that will be out of bounds. Yep, out of bounds. So that will be a penalty. Stilwell will start with some good field position. I believe that brings it out to the 35, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the 30. Looks like the 30. Now he's moving to the 35. The ref is on the loose. So Stilwell will start from the 35.
And then the other 4A4 game, Tyler, that is going on right now is Salisaw's visiting Poto. Poto is ahead right now 38-6 on the Black Diamonds.
Okay, so Mink will start in the gun. He will have Richards to his right. Couple receivers down here to the near side. It'll be a handoff to Richards up the middle. Nothing there as Madill stuffs that one right at the line of scrimmage.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Indians. Great penetration there by Madill on the defensive line, getting in the backfield and causing havoc on that play.
So loss of a couple inches on that play. We'll keep it pretty much 2nd and 10 though. Mink in the gun, Richards to his left. You got one-on-one down here to the near side. It'll be a fake handoff, Mink running up the middle. Oh, he got tattooed. Man, what a hit there. Loss of... it looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Hit there by Eli Vinson.
Man. Met him in the hole and just delivered the pop.
So here we go. Mink will be back in the shotgun, flanked by Richards on the left.
Handoff to Richards going to the right side, cuts it back. Not much there. And then that'll bring up 4th and 10, 4th and 8, thereabouts. So Stilwell will be punting it away. Not what you wanted on your first possession of the second half, a 3 and out, Brad.
No. And surprisingly didn't go to the air one time.
No. Dowdy back to punt the ball away for the Indians. Snap is good. Punt is high and out of bounds. So not the best of punts, as it is marked at the...
Coming all the way up to the
49
yard line.
So Madill will start at their own 49, just outside of Indian territory.
Yeah. Only a net gain on that punt there of 15 yards by Dowdy.
Brad, you're a former soccer player. What's the key in driving those punts?
Really, it's about placement on your foot and where you're actually dropping that kick.
Hand off down the left side, got a hole. First down, Madill. Nice opening play for Madill's first drive of the second half. So is he just letting it get too far up his foot, or you think maybe one of those on those higher pop-up kicks?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm also wondering what he punts in, because we've seen he is a straight-on style place kicker, which requires a special shoe. So I'm wondering what he actually kicks in.
There's a run to the right side. There was a no call right there that should have been called. First down, Wildcats on that run. Wildcats are moving so far in their first possession of the second half.
Stilwell needs a big stop right here. Rushing in the shotgun formation.
Handoff up the middle. Stilwell does a good job of stuffing that one for a minimal gain. Probably about 1 on that carry.
That was number 44, Hunter Miller, with the stop.
Rushing, set to take the snap. Got a man in motion, going to be a flag on the play.
We got an offside on the defense.
Stilwell. So it'll move the ball up 5 as it makes it 2nd and 4 on this upcoming play. Rushing sick to take the snap out of the gun. Man in motion. Over his head. Can he get back to it? Able to get on the ball. He will be down at about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, great pursuit there by Cash Crowley.
That'll make this a 3rd and forever. So Stilwell just has to prevent giving up the big play right here.
3rd and 26 officially.
Madill getting the call from the sideline right here. Play clock at 8. Play clock down to 5. 3. Bad snap again over his head. He's going to get on it. What?
No, he's not on it yet.
There it is. Now it's down. That one will end at about the 35-yard line. So a couple of really bad snaps by the Wildcats right there puts it at 4th and forever and will force the punt by the Wildcats. Still will get some breaks right there on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and these are the mistakes that Stilwell needs to capitalize on.
So Madill back to punt. There's the snap. It is away. Good end-over-end punt. Fielded. Nice return coming.
This is Noisewater.
Able to. He's still on his feet.
Still on his
Going
feet.
down the sidelines. Out of bounds inside the 20. What a return by Noisewater.
Great job there by Dustin Noisewater. I think the defense thought they had got him down to the ground, and he kept running. Was able to break it outside there, Tyler, and get an additional 30 yards before eventually being taken down at the 17-yard line of the Madill Wildcats.
No laundry on the field. The return will stand as Stilwell will start their second possession of the second half deep inside Wildcat territory.
6:44 left to go here in the third quarter.
Ball handed off to Richards up the middle. Not much there for Richards as he'll get a gain of about 3, maybe 3. We'll see what they spotted at. It'll be officially a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. Meek in the backfield. Got some motion by the Indian offense. There will be a flag.
False start on the offense. That is the second time Stilwell has ran that play with those two guys pulling and moving, and each time it's resulted in a false start.
So Stilwell backs up a little bit. It'll be 2nd and 13. 6:14 remaining here in the third quarter. Stilwell down by 7. All right, Meek in the backfield. Richards to his left. He has a couple of receivers down here to the near side. A couple men in motion right now. Handoff to Richards, going to be tackled in the backfield immediately. It'll be 3rd and forever as they back up to about the 25-yard line, Brad.
Great play there by the Madill defense to shoot that gap and get in there and make the tackle for a loss on Richards.
After the success in the air in the first half, still not one pass in the second half by the Indian offense. You would expect that to be changed right here on this 3rd and 17. Snap back to Mink. He's going to throw it out to Christie. Christie catches inside the 20. Fumble.
Handed the ball off.
Oh, did he hand it off?
Yeah, handed it off to Trey Chukalate, who's arguing for a face mask here. So it'll be 4th and 17 here for the Indians. Ball on the 23-yard line. Stilwell's going to go for it.
Mink in the gun. Philpott to his left. He's going to drop back to pass. He has a guy.
Oh, Trey Chukalate unable to come down with the ball. Great effort there.
So turnover on downs. Madill will take over at the 23-yard line. Stilwell gets a break there off of was able to get a big return and is unable to make anything of it. So defense will be asked to come back out and get another stop as Madill will start their second possession of the second half. Rushing in the gun. 4:57 remaining here in the third. Madill player running on late. Quarterback was moving up to the line before the snap ever happened. Should have been a penalty.
Good run there by number 23 for Madill. That is Holden McGahee. So it'll be first down and 10. Ball on the Madill Wildcat 36-yard line.
Rushing in the backfield. He's going to take the snap. He'll be a handoff up the middle. Bounces it out to the right side. He has some space everywhere. A couple flags come in around the line of scrimmage. That will probably be called back, Brad. Holding against the Wildcats, so yes, it will back it up. .430 remaining here in the third quarter. Man, this third quarter is flying by.
It's because both teams are running the ball, which is opposite of the first half, which both teams pass the ball pretty frequently. So
1st and 17 here for the Wildcats. Snap to rushing, kind of low. Ball was tipped on the delivery.
Yeah, great job there by Kason Dowdy getting his hand up.
Don't see any laundry on the field, so the play will stand. Gain of about 7 will bring it to 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
Ball back to rushing, drops back to pass. He's got pressure. Stilwell unable to corral him, though. He breaks free out of the pocket. Up the middle, going to slide for a first down.
Great run there by rushing on the scramble. There was nothing downfield, and he was flushed out of the pocket.
Got an Indian player down on the field.
Yeah. Hate to speculate, Tyler, but that's the area that you just need a few minutes to walk it off.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 4:02 remaining here in the first half, or third quarter, sorry. Brad, a name we haven't called tonight that in the last few games has played a major role here at James Bradley Memorial Stadium is Antonio Wolf.
Yeah, he has had a quiet night, Tyler. He is the right defensive end on this play.
Handoff up the middle. Missed tackle there, another missed tackle. First down for the Wildcats. Madill keeping this on the ground as they're finding some success.
Yeah, his,
Rushing in the backfield in the gun. Snap back, going to be a handoff over to the left side. Going to be tackled for about a gain of, well, there's a flag. That's going to be I'm going to guess a personal foul is forthcoming. I just don't know who it'll be called on.
Yeah, because the tackle looked good, so I'm not sure. Madill players are indicating it's against Stilwell. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Indians.
So that'll be 15 yards for the Wildcat offense right there. Or half the distance, I'm sorry. That'll be first and goal from the 8-yard line. Rushing in the gun. Be a handoff up the middle. And that'll be a touchdown Wildcats.
No flags on the play. So that
outside of, I think, one pass play, Brad, that was all ground attack for the Madill Wildcats. I think the only pass play was the one that went for a touchdown that was called back for the block in the back.
So we've seen a different angle of attack for Madill, typically known for their pass-heavy offense. Decided to run the ball, as Tyler said, except for on every play except for one, resulting in a touchdown. And the point-after attempt is good by Madill, which pushes their lead out to 14. So Madill Wildcats lead your Stilwell Indians 28-14 with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. And Tyler, Stilwell has to have a response here. I think you've got to go down, get a touchdown on this drive to keep this game within reach.
Yeah, I mean, it's crucial right now. This is the, I guess, the climactic point of the game right here. It could go either way. You could keep this a ball game and keep the pressure on Madill, or you go 3 and out again and give the ball back to Madill. You could see them take it down the field and ice it too. So this is the turning point. We'll see how Stilwell responds. When it was 14-0, they fought back and showed some resiliency. They'll need that fight once again, as it is 28-14. 2:38 remains here in the third quarter. Madill set to kick it away. And it is away. It is a low kick, and it will roll
out of bounds as well.
Out of bounds, so that'll be a penalty, and they will start from the 35.
All right, so Kanan Mink will take his first down snap from the 35-yard line.
And nope, QB keeper up the middle is going to get a nice gain.
Great run there by Kanan Mink. Get some positive yardage on first down. Officially will be 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4. Ball on the Indians' 41-yard line.
All right, so Richards will be to the left of Mink right here. Handoff to, nope, QB pulled it out, threw it over the middle, unable to complete it. It'll bring up a third and 4 for the Indians.
Yeah.
Big third down play here for the Indians, Brad.
And that's a play, Tyler, Trey Chukalate has to make. He's got to come down with that catch. I know you're hearing the footsteps coming across the middle. Safety was in position, but focus on getting the catch and then just go down. You had a first down if you catch that ball.
3rd and 4 for the Indians. Have to get this conversion to keep this drive alive. He's going to take it, drop back to pass, going to look to run. Nothing there, Brad, and it will be stuffed about the line of scrimmage. So that'll be 4th and 4. And it will be punt time for the Indians, it looks like. Maybe it'll be, nope, Kaysen will come back off the field. It'll be Meek in the backfield. He sometimes punts it, Brad, but it looks like this will be
a punt, Tyler.
A punt. Bad snap. He's going to be.
Oh man, he barely got that one.
And
away.
It's going to be a penalty, Brad.
Yeah.
And if that's 4th and 4, even if it's a running into the kicker in the 5-yard variety, that should be a first down. Should be a first down, Brad. Now Mink he had somebody run onto the field to check him out after the play, so he will have to come off the field for, I believe, at least one snap.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Now, this is a first down. The chain gang's moving, so the penalty on Madill gives Stilwell the first down.
The coach came on to look at Kanan Meek. I would think that he would have to leave the field for at least one play. Because they blew it dead for the coach being on the field, correct?
That was that was my understanding.
Huh.
Which,
I mean, you don't want him off the field if you're Stilwell. You want him on the back there, but.
no, and I would imagine that if that is the case, if he does have to sit out this play, you'll see Ethan Richards take the snap, direct snap.
Looks like he's not going to be forced to go to the sideline for one play, so he will be taking the snap. Philbot to his right. Fake handoff to Philbot, drops back to pass. He's got a man over the middle, caught.
Good job holding on to that ball.
I believe that's Ethan Richards on the reception.
A great job by Richards making that catch and holding on through the contact.
First down, Stilwell Indians moves the ball into Madill territory as they get down to the 40-yard line. Fakes the handoff, drops back to pass. Going deep. Has a
He
guy.
has Richards open.
Oh, my goodness. A collision down there around the 5-yard line.
That was a violent collision. There were two Stilwell receivers in the area with the Madill defender. Dalton Christie was in the area, and then Ethan Richards tried to make a play on the ball, as well as a Madill defender. Pass fell incomplete. Be 2nd and 10 for the Indians. Ball on the Madill 40-yard line. 49 seconds left to go here in this third quarter.
Drops back. Handoff to Richards. Up the middle. Going to get a nice little gain there on that run. So it'll bring up 3rd and short for the Indians. Another big time 3rd down play right here, Brad. They really need this as they need points this drive. Stilwell has Mink in the gun. He will have Richards to his left. Overloaded on the right side, though. It'll be a handoff to Richards going to the right. Not much there. There will be a flag on the play. I think they'll get him for holding, Brad.
Yep, I agree. Could have been called on 2 different players for the Indians that I saw. Well, did we not have a penalty?
I thought he threw the flag. Maybe I just am a little accustomed to it by now.
I saw 2 holds, and I could have swore I saw a flag. So, but it looks like it'll be 4th and 1.
No, they're walking it back now.
No, they're changing fields.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because we ended the quarter. So
okay. I don't know. I thought I saw a flag, but I guess we didn't. I guess it'll be 4th and 1 as when we start the 4th quarter here. Stilwell with the ball deep into Madill territory.
So compared to the action we saw in the first half, a relatively quiet 3rd quarter with the exception of the Madill touchdown.
A fast 3rd quarter.
Very fast 3rd quarter. Pushed their lead up to 14. Stillwell is driving here though. 4th and be 1 to go. Ball on the 34-yard line.
QB draw.
It's worked all night. It's been the right call. Mink has great vision. Is typically able to find that hole in the defense and get the yardage he needs.
Need your interior offensive lineman to get off the ball quick and get a push there. Mink in the gun. Philpott to his right. 4th and 1. Here we go. There's the snap. He's going to go right up the middle. He will have the first down.
Good job there by Mink.
Good job by the Indians' offensive line to give him some movement there.
According to the PA announcer, it was 4th in the length of a chili dog.
Foot long. Sonic.
We'll have to ask him, get some clarification.
Mink in the gun. Richards to his left. He has a couple receivers out to the left. He's going to take the snap. He's going to keep it over the middle.
Oh, and he had Orange Shelley wide
Just
open.
misses Shelley. If Shelley catches that, he's probably running into the end zone.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Indians. Ball on the 27-yard line for Madill.
Stilwell 2nd and 10. Gets the play call in. Not much urgency so far. We still have a lot of time left in this game. Takes the snap. It's going to be a run up the middle, play blown dead, false start, Indians.
All right, so 2nd and 15 for the Indians. Ball on Madill's 32-yard line. 11.5 minutes left to go in this game. Mink will be in the shotgun formation. Richards to his left.
Takes the snap. He's going to pull it out. Thrown over the middle. Ooh, that's got to be targeting.
There is no flag for targeting on the play.
Helmet to helmet hit, Brad.
Great job by Trey Chukwulate just to hang on to that ball.
If that's not targeting, I don't know what is. Man, if I was the coaches, I'd be livid after that.
Well, don't ask the referees from the Dallas-Green Bay NFC Championship game because they still don't know what a catch is.
Mink in the gun, Philpott to the right.
They got Madill to jump, and nope, there's not going to be a flag here.
Oh my goodness! Now
Now
they're
we're
going to
get a
false
false
start.
Madill clearly came across the line of scrimmage.
But if they don't touch anybody, then they can get back. But whenever they jump, that's when the ball should have been snapped right then. So Madill was able to get back, and then the false start happened. What Coach Collins is saying, probably telling the ref down there is they jumped and it caused us to move. But I don't know. There's a little bit of a delay in there, so I don't know if that's what the ref's going with is, no, your reaction wasn't immediate. You're right. You had a delayed reaction, so we're calling the false start. I don't know, but.
So it'll be 3rd and 13 now, ball on the 30-yard line. Stilwell has got to go to the air, Tyler.
Mink keeps it. He'll drop back to pass. He throws it deep. He's got a guy. It is caught. Touchdown, Indians!
Wow, what a play. That is Trey Tukule on the catch for a 30-yard touchdown pass from Kanan Mink.
10:33 remaining. Stilwell cuts this lead to 8 with a 2-point conversion attempt pending. This will be a direct snap to Ethan Richards.
Prepare yourself here. We forgot Dr. Chamberlain will be doing squats, and you guys need to join, she said. We're going to count them out.
And Richards takes the snap. He's going to fake. Yep, hand it off. It'll be good on the 2-point conversion. And now we got a penalty. Is it after the play? Might have a punch thrown, Brad, or a slap, however you want to phrase it.
Let's see who the penalty is on.
It is going to be a unsportsmanlike conduct against the Madill defense. I'm sure that will be enforced on the kickoff. So that cuts the lead 28-22, 10:33 remaining. Brad, we said it. Stilwell had to have a response after that Madill score, and they came back and did it. Now it's on the defense. Get the ball back. Give your offense a chance to go get the lead in this game. Stilwell fans are getting into it, Brad.
Yeah, Stilwell players are running the sidelines trying to get the Stilwell fans involved. This is a huge game with postseason implications.
Yeah, as we said, Stilwell's currently 2-2 in the district. They have to have this win if they want a chance at the playoffs.
22 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody join her. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
The doctor on the sideline doing some squats. I guess that's a tradition that's being born whenever the team scores.
20, 21, 22. Thank you, guys. Good job, kiddos.
All right, so with the penalty on Madill after the point after attempt was good, this will place the kickoff at the Madill 45-yard line.
So Kinley on the kick. Another onside, Brad. They are able to field this one.
Yeah.
I like that call because you're really not giving up any field position.
No, you're not. You might gain an extra 10 yards maybe if there's not a good return.
Yeah. So Madill will start their offensive possession from the 30-yard line. Defense being asked to get the ball back for the offense right here. Defense has had a pretty solid game. So rushing will be in the gun. Wide receiver in motion. Handoff up the middle. Great job by Stilwell.
Morgan Guthrie wrapping up the running back in the backfield and throwing him for a loss.
go. Stilwell in the gun, 2nd and 11. Rushing in the gun for Madill, 2nd and 11. Going to be a quick rollout, thrown out to the sideline, caught.
Yeah.
First down, Madill. Cisco on the catch.
Good play call there by Madill. Stilwell had brought pressure off the opposite side.
Outside of the touchdown Cisco caught in the first half, he's really had a quiet night for the Wildcats. Stilwell not able to get the guy off the field? I don't think so. Well, maybe they did. Thrown back out to the sideline, another first down. So after keeping it on the ground in that last drive, they're going to the air on this one.
That's Cisco again with the catch. So it'll be 1st and down, ball on the Indians' 48-yard line.
Madill basically saying if you're going to give 8 yards cushion, we're going to just keep throwing it out there. They're going to roll, thrown out to this side this time. And that will be a tackle, but a first down once again.
Yeah, good tackle there by Cole Grimmett.
So Madill on the move, 9:21 remaining here in the 4th quarter. 77 for the Indians, having to come off the field after losing the lid.
Blake Crozier.
Rushing, drops back to pass. Gonna get hit. And causes an incompletion. Good stick there by, I believe that was
33, Colby Philpott.
He was free on the rush and was able to get enough pressure on him to cause the overthrow by rushing. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. 9:10 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Stilwell trying to keep them behind the chains on this offensive possession. Oh, bad snap once again. It's on the ground. Stilwell was on it.
That is going to be number 24, Chelino Martinez, who recovers the fumble for the Indians. Be 1st and 10, still Indians ball on their own 47-yard line, Tyler.
Still in great position to go tie this game up and then give themselves a chance to take the lead, Brad.
Is there somewhere out there that's a 9-minute, 3-second drive that covers 53 yards and results in a touchdown? Because I'll take it right now, and I guarantee you
Mink drops back to pass.
He's got to get rid of it. Get rid of it.
He's throwing it
across the middle.
Oh my goodness!
Very fortunate.
He's lucky the first guy tipped it.
Yeah. That's the ball you've got to throw into the stands, Tyler.
Oh man, he had a guy open if he sits his feet and throws a rope, but rolling to your right, out of bounds, off your back foot, back across your body. That's not the play. You don't have to hit a home run right here.
Yeah. So Stilwell and Kanan Mink very fortunate that ball was tipped by a defender and was not able to be brought down as an interception. 2nd and 10 for the Indians.
Richards to his right. There's a snap to Mink. He's going to keep it himself. He's running to the right. Lowers his head, gets across the 50.
Good run there by Kanan Mink. Be a gain of about 5.
4. Give him 4. 3rd and 6. Or no, they put him out toward closer to the 48. So it will be 3rd and 5. I stand corrected. Mink in the gun. He'll have Philpott to the left. He has Richards and Shelley here on the near side. He'll take the snap, throws the slant through the hands of Holmes.
Yeah, Talon Hawk Holmes has to come down with that catch.
Man, that's a first down right there, Brad. So it'll be 4th and 5, and you have to go for it.
I agree with you.
Mink in the gun. Philpott to his right. He has Christie one-on-one down here on the near side. That's the guy looking to target. Nope, it's going to be a QB keeper up the middle. He's got the first down. He's got more. He's down at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Indians!
No flags on the play. No flags on the play. That is going to be a touchdown for Stilwell.
He is, Brad, I'll say this because I saw it in the Salisal-Stigler game I watched online earlier this season. He stuck his hands up in the air as he was running into the end zone. Salisal player did the same thing that game, got a flag on it, brought the touchdown back. Mink's fortunate that he didn't get the unsportsmanlike call right there as he was running into the end zone. It's been a point of emphasis for the OSSAA. So good luck, or fortunate there to not get the penalty called. Stilwell ties it up at 28 with a chance to take their first lead of the night. Mink sit to take the snap. He's going to take it. He'll roll out to the right. Throws it into the corner of the end zone. A bit overthrown. No good. Ball game stays tied at 28.
And he had Christie wide open in the corner of the end zone.
Little pressure in his face. Brad had him sell that throw just a bit. But my question would be, why take it out of Richard's hands when that's been your bread and butter on two-point conversion attempts all season long?
Perplexing call, but again, great job by the Indians to capitalize on the turnover from Madill and get points out of it. Tie this game up at 28 with 8 minutes and 16 seconds left to go. We've called some good ones, partner, in our time here in this booth, but man, this is going to be right up there. It's one of the best ones we've called.
If Stilwell's able to find a way to win this game, it will be the closest win that we've called in this booth, on the football end anyways.
All right, so Catron will be back out to kick the ball off for the Indians.
I expect a little pooch kick down here, somewhere between the 30 and the 40. There's a lot of grass right there, Brad. If you're able to put it right in there, you never know. You should get down there and maybe they overrun it. It slips through their hands. You get on it. There's a little pooch kick.
Yeah, right there.
Fair catch called about the 34, 35-yard line.
Good heads-up play there by Madill, number 7, Uziel Flores, to call for a fair catch there.
So Madill will start this possession at the 35-yard line. And this game is tied up, Brad. We are back to square. And let's see how this defense can respond once again. Rushing in the backfield, running back to his left. Wide receiver in motion. He'll low snap. Going to be a run up the middle. And not much on the gain.
Good job there by Stilwell to limit that carry to a gain of only 3. And bring up
2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
It's under the 8-minute mark now in this fourth quarter. Ball snap. Thrown out to Cisco. He's able to break a couple tackles, but he will be short of the first down. So third and 1, 3rd and 2, somewhere in that vicinity. My goodness, can't speak now.
This one's so close, I would imagine Madill's going for it if they don't get it right here on this 3rd down.
I don't know, Brad. There's a lot of time remaining in this game. They do have a heck of a punter. If they weren't to get it, you could try to pin Stilwell deep and try to hope for something to break your way. But here we go. 3rd down and 2 from the Madill 43. Look, Stilwell showing pressure up the middle. They bring it. Running back goes to the left. He cuts it back to the right. He does have the first down, and it is stopped right at midfield on the 50-yard line. Good vision by the Madill running back right there.
Absolutely. One thing to keep in mind, Tyler, as the clock winds down, this game gets closer and closer and it's hanging in the balance. There's been some errant snaps from the Madill center tonight that have gone over Rush's
especially
head.
the second half.
Yeah.
So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 50. High snap, but he's able to field it pretty cleanly. Oh, busts a couple tackles right there. Still on his feet, gets inside the 35-yard line. Had him around the 45. He's able to break a couple tackles and get about 10 more yards out of that. Good effort by the running back. First and 10 from the 33-yard line, approaching the 6-minute mark in this quarter.
Rushing will be in shotgun formation again.
Takes the snap. It will be a handoff up the middle. He kicks it out to the left. Once again, he's got some space. He gets it inside the 20. Brad, you're going to have to start sitting the edge a little bit better because he's got, when they run it off tackle, he's got all kinds of space.
I agree with you, Tyler. And Madill is very content to run the ball. When you're getting 10, 12 yards of carry, why wouldn't you be?
Yeah. 5:40 remaining. At this pace, if Madill were to go down and put one in the end zone, still we're probably looking at getting the ball back somewhere in the 3-minute mark, high 2. There's the snap. It's going to be another handoff up the middle. He's going to kick it out. Nope, good job, but there will be a flag. Is that going to be a horse collar or a face mask?
I think it's going to be a face mask on Stilwell.
Personal foul, face mask against Stilwell. That'll be the 15-yard variety. But that'll move it half the distance to the goal. So it'll be first and goal from the 10-yard line, I believe. 5:17 remaining in the game. Madill has the ball down at the Indian 10. Rushing in the backfield, has a man in motion. High snap, able to corral it, run up the middle. Good job by Stilwell to allow only about a 2 to 3 yard gain there.
Good tackle there by Corrigan Guthrie.
Inside the 5-minute mark now, Brad. Second and goal from the 8. Second and goal from the 9.
It'd be huge to hold Madill to a field goal attempt here.
There's the handoff over to the left side. Good job by Stilwell. Shut that down.
A great job there in pursuit of all 3 defenders there that assisted on that tackle.
So it'll be third and goal from the 6. Need one more stop here, Brad, because you know Madill will go for the 3.
Yeah. And I believe this ball will go in the air. I believe they'll put the ball in Rushing's hands here. Try to find Cisco. He's got one-on-one coverage currently on Cole Grimmett to the
Big
right.
size discrepancy right there.
Yeah.
Inside the 4-minute mark. Rushing alone in the backfield. Got a man in motion. Going to be rolling out. He's looking for somebody. It's going to be incomplete. So clock should stop.
Yeah, great job pressuring the quarterback there by Cason Dowdy.
He didn't follow the fake, Brad. He maintained the guy that he was assigned right there, maintained the edge and kept Rushing from rolling out of the pocket and allowing him to make something happen.
And Rushing was anticipating that play to Cisco would be wide open. He saw the matchup against Grimmett. I think that's where he was going. But looks like Madill's going to go for it here on 4th
Oh,
and
my
6.
goodness. This is a big play right here. 3:41 remaining in the 4th quarter. All tied up. Madill going for it on 4th down. 4th and goal.
He trips to the left.
There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff. A reverse. They're going to throw it. Can he get there? Overthrown!
Cisco overthrew Rushing, who had went out to the right.
They run the Philly special and overthrow the quarterback. Or as us Sooner fans call it, the Baker special. 3:35 remaining in the game. Stilwell takes over on downs deep in their own territory. So Stilwell has 3:35 left in the game to go 94 yards.
If Madill ends up losing this game to Stilwell, that's the call right there. you have an opportunity. You have a great place kicker. We watched him warm up. Very consistent. Get your 3.
Yeah, I mean, Stilwell's not kicking a field goal.
Exactly.
They have to go get 6. I'm shocked that they didn't kick it, Brad. Shocked. As you said, they had a field goal kicker nailing them from 40 yards in warm-ups.
I mean, and it's the same wind direction. I get the winds into you, but
man,
what
a.
So, okay, from the 6, that's what, a
23-yard field goal.
23-yard field goal. That's a chip shot.
If Stilwell's at the 6, they may kick it in that situation.
I would agree with you. But I think you get them outside the 15, you've got to go for it.
Yeah. Which I think Dowdy could nail one from about 35. So that would mean Stilwell would have to get down to at least the 18-yard line for it to be a 35-yard field goal.
So interesting formation here for Stilwell. You're going to have trips out to the left.
And you got one-on-one down here at the bottom.
No safety help over the top.
Drops back to pass. It's a screenplay to Richards. He's got some space, Brad. He busted open. He's going down the sideline. Bucket. It's going to be 6. Can he beat the guy?
No.
Oh, he gets tackled inside the 15-yard line, but Stilwell is in business.
That's when you got to tell your running back, do not look back behind you. Just focus on getting to the end zone.
What a play. What a screenplay. What a call by the offensive coordinator, or the head coach, I should say. Bo Collins calls the plays for this team. But my goodness, Brad, that was perfect. The screenplay, they overloaded the left side. They had Christie one-on-one. They run him off, making the defense drop back. Richards leaks out. They dump it over to him, and he's off and running. Brad, a couple of offensive linemen did a great job of getting downfield right there, making some key blocks that he was able to split.
They really did, and I was proud of the discipline of Blake Crozier because he had an opportunity. He almost did the block in the back, but he understood that Richards already had the guy beat. He lifted his hands up, said, nope, I'm not doing that. Richards was able to make the catch, make the run after the catch.
Okay. So we have 3:20 remaining in the game. Tied up 28-28.
Ball on the 14-yard
Stilwell has
line.
2 timeouts. Madill has 3. You don't want to get too conservative right here, but you don't want to score too fast, is basically what I'm saying.
So the clock is running now.
It's approaching the 3-minute mark. Take your time. Use all the clock you want.
10 seconds on the play clock.
There's the handoff. Nope, he keeps it. He's going to the right side. He will be
Good
knocked
job,
out
yeah.
and stays in bounds.
Stays in bounds. Good job by Caden Meek to go ahead and stay in bounds. And why is the clock stopped?
No, it shouldn't stop.
There we go. 2:56. Here we go. It's running again.
He gets it down to about the 11. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Indians.
And again, as Tyler said, Madill has all 3 timeouts. So if they start to get into a position where they feel like they're running short on clock, they can stop the clock.
Meek in the backfield. He's got Holloway to his right.
Yeah, he's got Christie on one-on-one coverage here, though, down to the bottom of the screen.
Going to be a fake handoff run up the middle. He's got some space. He's going to stay on his feet. Touchdown, Indians! Stilwell goes up by 6.
Kanan Meek again with the vision, making it happen, getting the 6 points with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left to go, and we'd have the point after attempt coming up.
Going for 2, Brad. Man.
This is interesting because, see, I think if Madill had scored, they kicked the extra point.
Yeah. So Richards comes off the field on this play. Mink takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. He'll run it up the middle. That is good.
Yeah, he was in. I was going to say, he gave up himself. too quickly. He had to have been in. So it's gonna be
Stilwell takes a 36-28 lead with 2:19 remaining.
And if you can't tell by the fan noise, it is a raucous up in here at James Bradley Memorial Stadium.
Madill opens up with a 14-0 lead. Stilwell comes back. It ends up being 21-14 at halftime. Madill comes out in the third quarter, goes up 28-14, and it has another 14-point lead as we start this fourth quarter. Stilwell comes out and scores 22 unanswered in the fourth quarter, Brad, to take an 8-point lead. Fantastic job on both sides of the ball this quarter.
Absolutely, and a tremendous play call by Coach Collins and his staff on that screenplay that busted Ethan Richards loose.
Brad, this game, as we have said, is so important. I don't know what the current scores are in 4A4 right now, but Stilwell will have 2 games remaining, and they're against 2 really good opponents.
Unless something drastic changed in the Broken Bow game, they lost. They were trailing Hilldale by 22, I believe.
So that would give Broken Bow their first district loss. Stilwell, they come to town next week. Stilwell will still control their own destiny. Here's the kickoff. It'll be a little pooch kick down to, it's buffed!
Again.
And that will be, he'll be stopped at about the 33-yard line. So Madill will be having to go 67 yards in 2 minutes and 14 seconds to even have a chance to tie this game up, because it is an 8-point lead. So even if they get the touchdown, they still have to convert a 2-point conversion.
And just a reminder for you folks at home, Madill has 3 timeouts. The Indians do retain 2 timeouts.
And just a reminder also is Madill's had some very bad luck with the snap this
Snap back to rushing.
Pass going to be short hopped.
Yeah.
No good. So that'll be 2nd and 10 from the 33 now. We are 2:09 remaining in the game.
Pass was intended for Steven Cisco, their star receiver.
Little pressure up the middle there caused him to kind of short arm that ball, Brad. Man, this is exciting as it gets, Brad. We're in late October, playoff implications on the line. There's the snap. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to fire it out to the sideline.
Cisco wide
makes
open.
1 man miss, makes 2 miss. He's got room still. He's going to get tackled at about the 47-yard line. They move into Indian territory inside 2 minutes.
That would be Cash Crowley on the tackle. So they are stopping the clock to get the chain game set. And now he is winding the clock. So we're under 1:55 left to go.
Here's the snap. Rushing drops back to pass. He's got some pressure. Good. Still pressure. He's still on his feet. He throws it out of bounds. He does get past the line of scrimmage, so there will not be any intentional grounding.
Yeah, great pursuit there by the Indians. I thought.
Great pursuit by the Indians, but great job by rushing.
There's a flag on the play.
Blocking the
back against Madill.
So that'll back up the Wildcats. That puts them back into their own territory, making it a 1st and, will it be 1st and 20?
1st and 22 to go for the Wildcats
1st
now.
and 22, minute 39 remaining, Brad. Rushing in the gun. He's got running back to his left. He's got 2 receivers here on the near side. He takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking deep. Receiver doesn't even know it. Almost intercepted.
Great effort there by Dustin Noisewater, who laid out in an attempt to get the interception. It's going to bring up 2nd and 22 now for the Madill Wildcats with a minute 33 left to go.
Minute 33, as Brad said, left in this game. Madill facing a 2nd and 22. They still have all 3 timeouts remaining. Now, remember, they are down 8, so they have to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion if they were to score. Rushing in the backfield, running back to the left. 2 receivers here on the near side. He takes the snap, drops back to pass. Fires it over the middle, and it is caught That'll be stopped at the 40, inside the 41.
That'll be a catch by number 88, River Shaw, their starting tight end.
So it'll be 3rd down. There's a flag in the backfield, Brad.
Face mask on Stilwell.
It was at the 5-yarder or the 15?
Don't have an indication here from the ref yet. Looks like it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
From the end of the play, too. So minute 14 remaining. The penalty moves the ball to almost the
to be at the 26-yard line.
26-yard line. Minute 14 remaining. Stilwell up by 8. Madill on the move into Indian territory. Rushing in the backfield, running back to the right. Running back now moves out of the backfield. There's going to be a flag, false start against the Wildcats. Backs them up 5. That'll move the ball to the 31. Minute 05 remaining.
Minute 5 remaining, yes.
Wildcats still have all 3 timeouts. Keep that in mind. I'm surprised they haven't used them at this point, Brad.
Clock is running.
Inside a minute. Rushing in the backfield, running back to the right. There's the snap, drops back to pass. There's some pressure by the Indians.
They flush him out.
He throws it back across the middle. Oh! Hit the safety in the hands and he drops it.
Talon Hawk Holmes had a chance to end this game, folks, and unfortunately it went right through his hands.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, 43 seconds left to go. Be 2nd and 15 for Madill. Ball on the Indians' 31-yard line.
All right, got to put that play behind you now. You still got to get this stop. Brad said it's 2nd and 16 from the 31.
In the words of the great Ron Burgundy, I'm in a glass case of emotion right now.
Oh, false start. That'll back them up 5 more. That'll move it back to the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 21. Or 2nd and 20. 41 seconds remain, Brad. You just can't give anything. You can't let anybody behind you at this point. Get off the field, get off the field. There he is. Good job. There's the snap. He drops back to pass, throws the slant. Oh! Through the hands of another defensive back.
Trey Chukalate had a chance at an interception on that. That'll bring it 3rd and 20 for Madill, though. 37 seconds left to go at James Bradley Memorial Stadium in a pivotal 4A4 district game. So let's see what the play call is here from the Madill Wildcats on a 3rd and 20. Ball on the Indians' 36-yard line. Reminder, Madill still has all 3 timeouts. The Indians have 2.
Rushing in the backfield, takes the snap. Drops back to pass. Going to throw it out to the sideline. They'll be knocked out of bounds.
That'll be Cisco on the catch.
Just outside the 20-yard line. So that'll be around the 21, maybe. 22, somewhere in there. It will be 4th down, though, Brad.
So we're going to have 4th and 6. Ball on the 21-yard line. Madill has to get to the 15 to extend this game.
31 seconds remain. This is it.
Every Indian fan is on their feet right now.
It's the loudest I've ever heard this stadium.
Be a timeout here from Madill.
So, Brad, you know what they're going to look for. I don't think they'll take their shot. But you know it's got to be Cisco they're going for.
Exactly.
I would guess it's going to be that out route that they've run a lot, maybe the comeback route, whatever you want to call it there. But, man, if I was the Madill coach, I would love to take that gamble and fake that and make it a double move.
Whatever side he's on, and I get what you're saying about the double move, but to prevent that, whatever side he's on, you've got to have safety help over the top.
Definitely.
Because if your corner bites on that, you don't want to get beat on that throw.
Oh, man. This has been probably the best game that we've called by far in our time calling games, which it isn't an extensive history, but Stilwell was down 14 twice this game, fought back both times, take the lead late in the 4th quarter.
2
And now they have a chance to shut it down.
22 unanswered, Tyler.
Against a team that went on the road to Broken Bow and got beat by 1. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Throwing a little out route there. Good tackle. Did he get there?
I don't know if Shaw got there or not.
Looks like they're giving him the spot. First down. 25 seconds remain.
All right, so the pass went to Shaw. He got the first down. Rushing will be in shotgun formation. 24 seconds left. Clock is running.
There's the snap. Low snap. It's fielded, though. Good job by Stilwell to maintain the edge. 15 seconds.
Looks like he went out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. 15 seconds left to go. Madill with 2 timeouts. Remember, Madill is down by 8, so they must score the touchdown and convert the 2-point try.
At the 13-yard line, it is 2nd and 8. 15 seconds remain. Rushing in the backfield, running back to his left. He takes the snap, drops back to pass, throws it over the middle. It is caught. Touchdown. 8 seconds.
Touchdown by River Shaw.
Oh, my goodness.
So now it comes down to a 2-point conversion.
So 36 to 34. 2-point conversion forthcoming. I would expect a timeout from either one or both of these teams coming because this is such a huge play. Timeout first by Stilwell. My goodness, Brad, my goodness. So this decides whether this game is over or whether this game goes to overtime. And I will do a quick Google search to figure out what overtime rules are in high school.
Tremendous effort by both these teams. You know, Tyler, we had conversations about these teams really being neck and neck, kind of in that 3rd, 4th, 5th place in the District 4A4. And, you know, this game has really fulfilled that. It's lived up to the hype. And it now hinges on a 2-point conversion.
River Shaw has definitely been the player of the game on offense for this Wildcat offense.
Well, and with his size, he's a matchup nightmare for Stilwell.
Oh, yeah.
He basically, Antonio Gates type, just post up.
So
his height.
Expect him to probably be the target of this play, too. So here we go.
And I bring the pressure, Tyler, right here. I do. I bring all I can.
There's the snap. He drops back. He's going to roll out. He's got pressure. He throws it.
And it is caught by River Shaw.
Tied up, 36 to 36. 8 seconds remain here. Man. So we will be most likely going to overtime. Do they trade possessions like college?
Ladies and gentlemen, we, full disclosure here, have never called a overtime high school football game and are not aware of the rules for possessions. I am going to guess that my educated guess is it would lean more towards college-style rules than a sudden death.
I hope
NFL
so, because the NFL overtime rules are the worst overtime rules in sports. Hopefully it's not the 2-point conversion kickoff that college football has now. Timeout. Madill.
You know, and it's really tough to look back because there were 2 interceptions that were dropped by the secondary.
Especially the one that, I'm not trying to knock the kid or Holmes because he made the right play. I mean, he made a great play. But
rushing
man, it
through
hit him in the
that,
hands.
rushing through that ball up.
Oh, that was like catching a punt.
All right, so 8 seconds left to go here in regulation. All tied up at 36. Madill set to kick it off. And Stilwell has everybody up like they're anticipating a onside attempt from Madill. And the hands team is actually currently out there for Stilwell. So they just kick it deep here.
It'll be, you need to get on that ball. Did it go in the end zone?
It'll be in the end zone. So ball will be brought out to the 20. 8 seconds left to go. Does Coach Collins take a knee and go to overtime? Or you try to make something happen?
I think you take your knee and go into overtime. You don't want to have a fumble or anything like that happen.
You also watched a screen pass almost go to the house.
Yeah. So 8 seconds remain here in the fourth quarter. We're all square at 36. Now, Brad, I think the rules are each team gets their own possession and they each start from the 10. I think. In overtime.
Okay.
Man, oh man, oh man. What a game. It's been a fun one so far.
Absolutely. Really felt like once Stilwell got down by 2 touchdowns, it was going to be really tough to overcome and come back from that. And then they answered 22 points, unanswered, until Madill just scored this final touchdown in 2-point conversion. So we've really seen Stilwell with a lot of diversity in the playbook tonight, Tyler.
Yeah, it's been the most diverse game called so far that we've watched, and it's been I think it's been an excellent attack, especially on the offensive end tonight by the Indians. So Stilwell will come onto the field. Mink will be into the gun. He's got, looks like Richards to his left. It'll be, bad snap. He throws it. Oh, my goodness.
And it will fall to the ground, a pass incomplete intended for Richards, which will end the game. So now we are headed to overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so some free football.
There's a conversation here with the head official and Coach Collins and his staff.
Surely they play overtime, right? We're not gonna end in a tie. This is 2022. Better not be ending in a tie. This isn't soccer.
Participation trophies are forthcoming. No, I would imagine district points on the line, you've got to have a tiebreaker of some sort.
Just to make everybody aware.
PA says he's going to make everybody aware but doesn't follow. 36-36, Brad. They were down 28-14 to start the fourth quarter. Score 22 unanswered, and then Madill has a fantastic drive to come down and tie it up.
And that, so we just had a member of the Stilwell coaching staff come out and say something about a tie, but we're having players go out to midfield like there will be a coin toss here. All right, so here we go.
Definitely looks like we're not the only ones confused about overtime rules.
All right, so it looks like
Stilwell won the toss. So that means Madill will have the ball first on offense,
right.
and we will go down to the west end of the stadium for this first overtime exchange. Now, I do believe each team, like in college, does get a possession each. I believe it is also from the 10-yard line, so I think it's just a 4-down series. So it'll be first and goal from the 10 for Madill to start this first overtime period, and then however it ends for them, Stilwell will get their possession next to start from the 10.
And it is to your advantage to go last, because if you are able to stop Madill from scoring a touchdown here or even a field goal, if you felt confident in your field goal kicker, you could just go down and kick the field goal.
Now, what will be interesting, if Madill does score a touchdown and they kick the extra point and go up by 7, Stilwell goes for 2. I mean, that's been their thing, so that'll be interesting. There's a snap on the first play. It'll be a run to the left. It'll be a tackle about the 7-yard line, so a gain of around 3 for Madill on the first down play.
Now they're going to mark him down at the 4.
Oh, geez. So, all right, 6-yard line. Call it the 6. It'll be second and goal from the 6. Rushing, got running backs to both sides now. It'll be a low snap, bounced it back to him. They saying his knee was down, Brad.
Yep, his knee was down.
So it'll back it up to the
8 or 9 yard line. It'll be third and
goal.
The third and goal now for Madill. As we mentioned, they've had issues with snaps.
Yeah, that was a low when it hopped back there, and he did a good job of fielding it. It's just his knee was down when he fielded it. So rushing in the gun, has a running back to his right. He'll take the snap. He's going to throw it out to the right. That'll be caught.
Be a touchdown.
Touchdown for the Wildcats on the slant. That is Cisco, I believe, on the catch. So that gives Wildcats strike first with the 6.
And we'll see if they go for 2 or kick the extra point.
Brad, I would imagine they have to kick the extra point. Maybe not.
All right, so it appears Madill is going to go for 2 here.
So here we go. In the gun, running backs to both sides. Good movement.
Overthrew his receiver in Cisco, so
here we go.
2-point conversion is no good.
Stilwell gets their turn.
Hurt Indian on the field, though.
It is 42-36. Stilwell now takes their offense onto the field. As Brad did say, we do have a hurt Indian player on the field. So, Brad, it's going to be first and goal from the 10. You got 4 plays. What are you looking at?
I don't know.
What's worked has been Mink up the middle.
I know. Quarterback keeper has worked tremendously well.
My question, here's what I would propose on the first play, on first down. Do you fake the QB draw and try to sneak your tight end, like the little pop pass, the Tebow pass?
I mean, it worked earlier in the game to Shelley.
Yeah.
And you know, they've kind of been, they've watched a lot of Mink up the middle, so I mean, it's very possible that's a good option. Also, too, I've liked the advantage that Christie has had over his defender all night, too. So,
yeah.
A round of applause for Blaine Holloway as he gets up and is assisted off. He's going to try to walk under his own power here.
It's always a good sign.
All right, so we'll keep it here on this side of the field, west end zone, as Stilwell will head out.
Stilwell has a chance to win this game. I mean, they need a touchdown, but then they'll have a chance to win it.
Do you kick the field goal? Do you kick the extra point?
Kinley is 5 of 9 on the season.
Wonder what the conversion rate is for a 2-point conversion, so.
I don't know.
All right, it'll be Mink in the shotgun formation. Philpott over to his left, which means Richards is split out wide.
Here we go. Mink takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself. Nothing much there on that QB run.
Nope, there's the ball.
It was blown dead before the ball came out.
To me, that just took too long.
Yeah, that looked a little bit disheveled from the start.
I don't like the fake handoff to Philpott. I feel like that just slows you down in the ability to read what's open.
How often do you actually keep it in his belly so the defense isn't going to bite on it? I don't think.
All right, so 7 and 10 here for the Indians.
Richards in the backfield with them this time. Mink takes the snap. He's going to give it to Richards. Richards cuts it up in the middle. He's going to get it down to about the 5, maybe the 6. So it'll be 3rd and goal from. They spot it, I think, right at the 5, Brad. Yep. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. 2 more plays for the Indians right here.
Again, I'm going to say I like Christie one-on-one over here in this corner.
You got Trips to the left. Mink takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. He cuts it up. He's going to get in there. Wow. Touchdown!
What a great effort by Kanan Mink to keep his feet and stumble through those last 3 yards and get into the end zone. Ties up the game at 42, pending a point after attempt. Now, Tyler, will Stilwell go with the 2-point conversion, or will they allow Kinley or Kason Dowdy to kick the extra point?
I think it'll be a timeout.
Timeout from Stilwell, because Coach Collins doesn't know either.
I would kick it. Surely they can make it.
I would normally agree with you. I think I'm going to disagree. I think I'd go for the 2. And we've got Kason Dowdy coming in. Nope, we don't. Wait, we do, but he just hasn't changed his shoe.
I have to get my other shoe. Oh, he can't find the shoe.
He can't find the shoe.
Oh, no. Just forget it. Oh, he found it, Brad. He found it.
Can we make sure the shoe is on snug?
Kaysen with the chance to win this game with an extra point, Brad. After all this stuff, it comes down to a kick.
Mr. Dowdy, will you be the big man on campus this week? And
no,
he's not, because we're going to go for 2.
Okay, so here we go. We will be going for 2. Mink will be taking the snap. He'll have Chick-Lake to his left, all the other offensive skill players to his right. It will be a timeout with Madill. Yes, Madill. So 42-42, Madill taking a timeout. 2-point conversion pending. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Brad, if they are to convert.
Hold on. We've got Coach Collins calling Dowdy over to the huddle. He's shaking his head. Yes, I got this.
I got this.
What you worried about, Coach?
Oh, man. I would kick it. I don't get paid to make these decisions, though. So.
Laces out, Dan.
Laces out. I mean, you got to have the good snap. You got to have the good hold.
That's the concerning point for me.
In high school, you can't return a.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't. But that's the concern for me is the exchange.
Okay, it's still the 2-point try right here.
A little bit of gamesmanship there from Coach Collins.
So Mink in the backfield. He'll have Philpott to his right. He has Richards out to the right.
What you call Mink keeper?
Yes.
Here comes
Chick-fil-A in the motion.
There's a little bit of.
That is going to be a false start. Oh, my goodness. Everybody but the center and quarterback moved, Brad. Do you kick it now?
No, we're going for it still.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Mink in the gun from the 7-yard line. Takes a snap. He's going to pull it out. Looking. He has Richards all by himself. That's ball game! Ball game!
From Coach Collins.
Richards leaked out of the backfield. No one saw him all along for the 2-point conversion. Win Indians. 44-42. Stilwell completes the comeback. Man, what a thriller.
Final score here from James Bradley Memorial Stadium, 44-42 in favor of your Stilwell Indians.
Man, Brad, that's I haven't watched a lot of high school football in my days, but that's probably going to rank right up there with one of the best games I've ever watched in high school.
And a reminder, folks, Stilwell had never played the Madill Wildcats until this evening, and now they hold a 1-0 all-time record against Madill.
They also moved to 3-2 in district play. Ada has already moved to 4-1 in district play. Brad, what are some of the other scores as we wrap up tonight?
Some of the other scores, Tyler, around 4A4, and a lot of these are going to be finals. Hilldale is up on Broken Bow 45-28, and that is late in the fourth quarter. And then in the other game in action in Class 4A4 is final. Poto is a winner tonight, 45-6 over the Salisaw Black Diamonds.
So look, Poto will be moving to 4-1. Hilldale will be going to 4-1, correct?
Correct.
Ada's already 4-1, and Broken Bow will be 4-1. Stilwell moves to 3-2 with Broken Bow and Poto still left on the schedule. Poto's been struggling too.
Poto has been struggling. Broken Bow tonight, I'm surprised, they're down 45-28. I get that game is on the road, but
guys, this is a team, this Madill team had Poto at home and only lost by 3.
That's right.
So, this district is loaded. It's no doubt about that. But Stilwell has earned their spot, and they need one more win between Week 9 and Week 10, and they will have a shot at the 4A playoffs.
Well, and I think anyone that's watched this team all year long can tell they perform their best when they're here at James Bradley Memorial Stadium. So to me, I'm eyeing next week's game as that game that you've got to win.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Secure your spot. So
and the good thing is it's Broken Bow. They have to make that 3.5-hour trip up here.
After a
That's
loss.
not always easy.
After a loss.
After a loss.
Lots of things to think about.
Yes. So we don't know what the condition is health-wise of the team either. I mean, there's a lot of variables that can come into play. All we do know is Stilwell is coming in off of probably their biggest win of the season, and they get to host Broken Bow for a chance to move into the top 4 of the 4A4 district standings. It's been a blast. It's been one of the funnest games to call in basketball and football during our, what has it been, 2 years now? Something like that? But, or is this our third year?
Be third year.
Okay. During our third year. But, yeah, we'll be back here, as Brad said, tomorrow, or next Friday.
7 o'clock kickoff time against Broken Bow. And we hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed weekend. We appreciate you, as always, joining us on StilwellIndians.tv. And we look forward to seeing you guys next Friday night at 7 o'clock.